technology department, and we're discussing that today as part of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Good morning, Josh.
Morning, Wayne. Glad to be here.
You're certainly no stranger to the studio here, and I
Glad
would
to be
imagine
back.
you probably have an inkling to go over to the weather wall and do a forecast for us, right?
I'm thinking about that, yes.
Yeah.
Do some cybersecurity weather over there.
There you
yes.
go. For those of you that don't know Josh, for a long, long time, you would fill in and do weather forecasts for us from Country Morning Today to the evening shows. So,
Correct, yeah.
all right.
Enough to stay out of the trouble
Yeah.
outside of the daytime job.
There you
yes.
go. All right, we're here today to talk about something different, and that is multi-factor authentication. What is it and what does it mean?
So multi-factor authentication, Wayne, is adding an additional layer of security when you're trying to log into a website. So when you are, think of your front door. You have the little knob on your door with the little lock on there. Is that enough security for your family? Probably not. So what you want to do is add a deadbolt on there. So what we do from an electronic standpoint is we're used to putting in our password into a general website, but is that enough protection nowadays? Because of the our habits of creating passwords are probably not the strongest.
Exactly.
So if that gets compromised, then you have something to fall back on. So adding another layer of security there is something you could do with multi-factor authentication. So in this example here, something you are is biometrics. So you put in your password, and then a website would also have you put your Face ID into a camera or a fingerprint reader here. This is a fingerprint example in this situation. Or you might get a push notification sent to your smartphone too, is one example. And then the other example, so there's three options here, would be something you have. So if you have a smartphone, you get a push notification there, or you get something texted to you for code, put that into the computer, and that, in addition to your password, really strengthens your password security hygiene for those websites.
Okay, now you look at this, and I'm going, well, I've been doing some of that without even knowing it, because they'll say, do you want me to email you or text you a code as a secondary thing? And so many of us are already doing that.
Right, as you said, most of us don't realize we've been doing that for a while. ATM cards are another good example. You put that into the ATM machine, something you have as a physical card, and then it gets asked for a 4-digit PIN. So it's something you know as a second piece there too. So that's one piece, an example. I know financial industries have been ahead of this for a long time. If you're banking with a financial institution, you would expect to have that additional security at this point, especially from a financial standpoint.
You know, last week we talked about strength of passwords and you know what makes a good password. So if you have that, if you've got a very solid password, why do we need this secondary version?
So with the strength of computers, with quantum computing now kind of on the next leap from a technology standpoint, with artificial intelligence kind of in place now, quantum computing is going to be the next thing. And the supercomputers that unfortunately the bad actors have, they can crunch through a lot of simulations of what your password is. Wayne's probably is, you know, my favorite team is Minnesota Twins 1 or something like that. And
we've known each other a while.
Eventually they will figure that out. So if they figure it out, well, at least they still need to have your retina scan or your fingerprint. That's unique to you, and that is very difficult, if not impossible, to replicate. So that adds quite a layer of security there, that it would reduce your risk from 90 to 99%.
I think you sent, in the information that you sent out, I think there was a very good analogy, and I want you to tell us about that. It's like having motion detectors on your driveway.
Yeah, think of it from a physical security standpoint. You want to put as many layers of defense in front of those websites as possible to kind of thwart the attack. So if you're not an easy target to pick off, think of parking your car on the street. A lot of car break-ins, you know, happening as well here at Bismarck. So that's mostly people not locking their doors. But locking your door would be one form of protection, right? But then putting a car alarm on there, then you got your security cameras as well. Maybe an alarm system for your house as well. So all those additional barriers, maybe you're not going to be that target. Maybe they'll just move on to the next person. Think of that from an electronic standpoint.
But Josh, we live in North Dakota. Things like that don't happen around here. True or false?
False.
Yeah.
And even if it's North Dakota, on the internet, we're just another IP address, right? It's just, they don't know exactly where we're located at for the most part. They're just trying to, you know, try to hammer anywhere they can to be able to make it easy target.
All right, we're out of time, but I got one more question for you. You've got a challenge for people. Tell us what that is.
So we love acronyms in IT, right? So MFA, you know, make sure that you're talking to your families make sure they improve their security, especially your most susceptible ones, the elderly, your children too, probably don't have the strongest of passwords. So anywhere you could go into websites, look at the settings, go into security, and see if there's some additional multi-factor authentication options you can look at. And go to our website, ndit.nd.gov.
Sounds good. That was up on the screen just a bit ago. It's a never-ending cycle, so thank you for coming and reminding us. We're going to do this throughout the month because it is Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate your time.